Hey out there, Gearhead 327. I'm working on a small block Chevy and it's got some major rust issues here. The camshaft is rusted in place. I was able to get it to move back and forth a little bit, but I can't get the lifters out. I was able to take a punch and move two of the lifters, but the cam is in the way, and it's kind of like a catch-22. The camshaft's not going to come out of the way unless I can move the lifters, but the lifters don't want to move. So you can see the heavy rust that's on this thing, and you can see the problem I had beating the pistons out. So I'm going to try the new sensation on the internet, electrolysis. So let me get this cleaned up a little bit. I had soaked this in some homemade penetrating oil and soaked it for, I don't know, about a week, and it has loosened it up a little bit, but I need to take it to extreme. So we're going to try the electrolysis, and we'll see if I can get that rust out of there and see if we can pop these lifters out and see if we can get that darn old camshaft out of there. So let's get to it. Alright, I want to show you guys my setup. I've got the engine block lowered in there. It's about a couple inches off the bottom. I've got my sacrificial pieces of metal here, and I've got the positive hooked up to those. I've got the piece that I want to derust hooked up with the negative of my battery charger, and this is just expanded metal. This is a piece of scrap I had laid around, just this barbecue stuff. And if you look down there, you're going to see that is a piece of PVC, and it's just a PVC conduit to keep that metal from touching the block. So I just put that down there as an insulator. So I think we got about 30 gallons, and it takes a tablespoon per gallon. So there's 16 tablespoons in a cup, so about 2 cups of that washing soda is going to do it. So I'm going to put a little water in there, and then once I get a little water, I'll add that, and then I'll keep adding water, and that'll mix it up a lot better. So let's get that started. To me, it's a lot easier to use the water while it's being added to it to mix it up. Alright, let's put another thing in here. I'm actually going to put just a little overboard. I'm not going to dump the whole thing in here. I got some more stuff I want to derust. So that ought to be plenty. Alright, we got that filled up. Like I said, I got my positive to the sacrificial. My negative is going here. Now you see the other jumper cables, and I've just tried to jump that one to this one over here and try and jump this to that. Maybe it'll be a little better, I don't know. But I've got it all hooked up, and let's just we'll plug it in. We'll see what it does. Alright, well, it shows it's working, and you can see it's starting those bubbles. So, alright, well guys, we're going to try it, I guess, for 24 hours, and we'll see if that cleans that up or not. If not, we'll do it for another 24 hours, and we'll keep doing it till it gets clean. Alright guys, this is 48 hours later, and you can see we're still pulling the amperage here. Let's turn that off. Alright, and let's pull this stuff off here. Let me get this out of here. You can see how it was still bubbling, and if you kick it, you can see even more bubbles rise up to the surface. So let's get that pulled out. Alright, we got all those wires and everything pulled off. Let's take this off and let's see what, ooh, that looks nasty. Looks hairy. Alright, let's pull the other one out. Same thing. All that came off of that motor. It's just about gross. Alright, let's get that lifted out. Closer look at this thing. We just need to hit it with the pressure washer and clean this off, clean this gunk off of here. Alright, let's hit it. Alright guys, you can see the dramatic transformation here. It's got some rust here. I think with the pressure washer, or I've hit that better with the hose, it'll clean it up. But it has really knocked that stuff off of there. We got some thunder going on here. Alright, I just need to put some, I probably need to do this again, but I just want to show you after 48 hours it has taken a lot of that stuff off of there. And this stuff right here, you can see just rubs off. So I just need to, like I said, just pressure wash it. So let me get that cleaned up. Okay, we got that out of the electrolysis bath. You can see there's some rust still on here, but I think that'll come off with a pressure washer. I didn't pressure wash it. I wanted to work on getting that cam that's stuck in there out and those lifters that are rusted in there. And what I did is I just found, this is a piece of scrap metal I had off of something, and all I did was just put the bolt pattern on there and drill it out, and I just did that, and that way it gives me more of a handle. Otherwise this doesn't give you much to grab on here, and you could hit it with a chisel, but this lets me work it back and forth and pull it out, and I got it part of the way out, then it hit some of those lifters. I used one of these. Now that one's of course exposed, but I had some in here. You just put it in there and you whack it with a hammer. You can't really see them, or maybe you can, but you hit that. You don't want to hit it all the way to the block because it'll mushroom the head a little bit, and then we don't want to damage that. So we're going to get the cam out, and then we'll turn the engine over and we'll get those lifters out of there. This is just a bolt and a hammer, and this is riding on the cam bearing itself inside, so I don't mess up the inside of the block. So it might be ready to come out right now. Oh yeah. Come on, baby. She's not ready to come out. He needs a little more proper motivation. So we'll get a longer bolt. Go get it. Now, if y'all can see that or not. What a job. My homemade handle helped out quite a bit. Alright, well, success on that end. Okay guys, those lifters right there, like I said, we can try and beat them out that way, but I'm not going to do that because I might hit the edge of that, or I might mushroom the head, which it looks like I've already done that, and I don't want to force that out and mess up that lifter bore. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll this over and I'll beat them out the other way. We'll get something appropriate to beat them out with. I think a bolt about this big. I want something that's going to fit right down inside there, and that happens to fit down there just perfectly. Guys, I can't say that it'll push through on every engine, but it pushes through on this one. So all right, let's turn it around. If you were wondering, I think this block weighs around 170 pounds, in case anybody was wondering. And that's how you do it, guys. That's how you take apart a rusted, frozen engine and get it down to a bare block. Now, I got some of these head bolts that I cut off that you saw earlier. I need to pull those out. And I've got some oil pan bolts that are in there that are, you know, need to be tapped. So anyway, my next step is to take off a little bit more of this stuff here and take it up to the machine shop and see if it have it magnafluxed and see if it has any cracks in it. So let's call this a wrap here. What a pain in the butt. You see this this right here will come off. So let's see if it can be bored. Mainly I want to see if it has any cracks, if we can bore it out. Alright, we're going to take care of those offending head bolts. I already got this one loosened up. See if we can get this other one out. Oh yeah, it's pretty easy too. Alright, there we go guys. Bare block.